Hey mini fans, welcome back to another episode. We are getting on with the passenger side floor. So we've got most of this welded on now. I think the next step we're going to do is I'm going to get on with this toe board. I think this is the next thing we need to sort of help with getting everything sort of in the right place, that sort of stuff. We've got some underseal to remove. I'm going to cut around the steering rack bracket. But I'll bring you in as usual. You can have a closer look, see what we got before we get started. Let's do that now. Right, here we are. So we've got some underseal to get rid of before we get welding. Obviously this section is quite rusty. We've got to finish off this bottom section here where we cut the tunnel. But I'm looking at sort of cutting around up here and then join it in. I'll show you the inside as well. Okay, so from the inside it looks a bit worse, but basically the horrible rot is about here-ish. This is just all surface here, but the plan is to cut down and then around the steering rack mounting panel, and then obviously we can get that new section fitted, and then obviously we've got these two sections to tidy up afterwards. So let's get started on getting this prepped. Right, as you can see, we've got that all cleaned up now. I've got all the underseal off of there. Next step is obviously to do our cuts. So I'm going to do that now. We'll get that cut out so we can get ready for putting a new panel in. And just to, while we're talking about new panel, I've bought Heritage, spent some money, for Heritage toe board. This is the bit we're going to cut the section out of. And then obviously when we get to the other side, we can also use the other end to patch up the other side. So, and before any of you say, why don't you put the whole panel in? No, I'm not putting the whole panel in. You know, how much of the car's going to be left if I keep putting the whole panel in? So, plus it's more work, isn't it? Is it? Is it not? I don't know. But yeah, let's, I'm going to go with patching for now. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Right, so there we go. There's the panel. It's all been trimmed down to fit. That's all fitting nicely. All I need to do now is obviously clean this up, get this ready for welding. Same with this area. We need to obviously clean up all around the edges. I need to do a little bit more trimming, get rid of some rot in certain places. I need to obviously drill the floor so I can weld it to this panel once it's been fitted. And then we can move on with the next thing. We might actually get more than one panel fitted in this episode. So let's get on and see what we can get on with next. Right, so here you go. I've cleaned up the edges here. I've drilled the holes ready for the panel that it overlaps here, so that'll just the same as it does at the bottom, sort of thing. Yeah, so I've got those holes drilled ready, cleaned up. Right, there you go. You can see I've cleaned this back. Yeah, it's still probably needs a bit of treating or something afterwards, but it's all good enough metal for me. Yes, this is all clear. Obviously these are the holes ready for welding through to that panel we're about to put on. Yeah, so this area we've got to sort out, but we're ready to get that panel in now. Okay, before I start doing the spot welds down here, on this seam, I'm thinking I might run a seam weld down the edge of the panel. That will obviously then also help protect obviously any water ingress, etc. You know, while it's clean, I've got clean metal here, it's going to be the easiest time to do it. I think I might go ahead and just run a seam of weld down here. I'm here, I might as well do it. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to get on and do that now. Okay, so now we've got that welded up. That should help with any water ingress into that panel at least. I think that was a good idea. I think I'm glad I did that while I was here. I'm going to rotate the shell round, and then I'm going to do those spot welds along here from the inside and get that done. Right, so I've cut a plate. This is the supporting plate for the extra holes that are put here for the subframe. So when we come around to put the subframe back in, we need to drill the 2 holes, the same as the other side. Oh, they go here, doesn't they? Yeah, so yeah, here and here. I'm going to use the existing holes in the panels, so these are the ones I use to remove the old one, and then these are the 2 that would be for the later rubber mounted subframe. So I'm going to use these to spot weld this plate on and down here as well. So this just needs to go in first before we carry on with this floor. Okay, so next we need to sort this area out along here, along the edge of the tunnel. So I'm currently thinking of trimming this back just a bit, and sort of trying to cut this back so that we keep this bit and connect up to this bit here. And I'm going to cut this section off so we can put a plate in here, get that formed up. So I'm just going to cut this now, and we'll get this all ready so we can put this filling bit in, because this bit's obviously not going to reach. So I need to either put a really slim bit in, or I think it's better just if I just put a bigger bit in. That'd be easier to put in, I think. And then obviously we can try and tie into this original bit here. So I'm just going to get the angle grinder, and we'll give it a go. Right, so I've cut this out. This is pretty much lined up. So I'm just going to weld this bit in place, and then we can get this bit ready, and then go for the tricky one here. So I'm just going to spot weld this one. Well, not spot weld, but I'm going to seam weld this now. Right, so I've cleaned this bit metal up. This is to go in here. We just need to weld this in now. There we go, perfect. Right, and that bit is for in there. So I'm going to weld that on now. Right, so that bit's in. I've ground this back now all around here. I'm going to put a bit of primer on just to sort of protect it, and then we can sort of get on with the next bit. Well, look at the difference that makes. I'm not quite sure how well you can tell in the camera. You can definitely see the patches now, but obviously this is all underneath the carpet, so you're not going to see it, but I'm quite pleased with that. That's come out quite well. Right, so that's the toe board in, all welded. We're not completely done, are we? Because we've got still a bit of work in this corner to do, but I'm going to cover that in a future episode when we do the flinch panel, so we'll get that done then. What we're going to do next is the cross member, but I won't do that now. I'm going to do that in a future episode. We'll do that and cover that in the next one. But before I close, what I want to do is say a massive thank you to Keith at Classic Mini Workshop. He gave this channel a shout out the other day. I really appreciate it, Keith. I'm going to get you a box of goodies. I'm going to send them over to you as soon as I can. But all of you that have come over on Keith's request, I really appreciate you subscribing. Those of you that are watching that aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps us so much, with motivation. It just gets us out in the garage. It makes a big difference. So thanks so much for watching. All the best.